Right, and holding out on me, all these goodies. He's just nonchalantly now. We've done the George 1037, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I've got all these 150s. It is a 150, isn't it?"
It is indeed, yeah.
Yeah. All sound fitted. He's shown me the Virgin. Is it a Pendolino? Is that?
No, it's a cross-country Voyager.
Cross-country Voyager, which is really quite rare. But he's sort of dribbling these things out. So these are all just starting up automatically.
These two will, because that point is live.
Right.
But these won't automatically because the points are they're not. They're dead frogs.
So what liveries have we got there? That's a Central Trains. What is that? Silverlink?
No, these are two of the Central Trains liveries,
right.
Slightly newer.
And then the First North Western I recognise from travelling by train, sort of, I guess, early 2000s.
Yeah. So the two. These two here, this is the older Central livery, the older Birmingham Central.
Right, yeah, because that looks very reminiscent, almost like an adaptation of the Regional Railways livery.
It was very much so. In fact, at one point, they did actually have the blue flashes on the line there as well.
So they were almost like they were a partial repaint of the original provincial livery.
Yeah, sort of. But they definitely got the idea from it. And then they had a few different variations, and then this is one of the last liveries that the Birmingham Central Trains 150s had before Central Trains became no more.
Right. So what's attracted you to these particular liveries? Why Central Trains and First North Western? They don't seem to be your normal pairing.
Well, I mean, it's the same with me with a few liveries, such as Arriva Wales as well, because of the ones that would appear in sort of like the crew area and things like that. I mean, I'm from Warrington originally, and then you've got, I mean, we occasionally used to get 150s from Central Trains coming through there, but not very often. But, you know, we'd obviously have like the First North Western liveries and the Northern later and things like that. So they were local to me, but then not very far away from me, you'd get the Central Trains Central liveried units as well coming into the area, into the likes of Liverpool and Crewe and Manchester. And then also as well, the 153s that I have here, now these are all DCC fitted.
But they're not sound fitted?
No, the ones that are still in the boxes are not sound fitted yet. So I've got another version of the Central Trains here with just before the East Mids Trains version of it, which is the 153. These two are both the same, these 153s here.
Right.
However, the one at the top there, that one is about to get a repaint into the latest Northern livery.
Right.
This one is the Northern livery 156 from Hornby that has the red viaduct vinyls on the side, which has become very rare nowadays. This one is probably a complete one-off. I've not seen anybody else that's done it.
What's the Lima one?
Now this is the Lima one. This is the Regional Railways one that they struggled for a different colour scheme to use for the Manchester Airport services that went up to Windermere and things like that.
Yeah.
And they wanted to appear like they were environmentally friendly, let's say, and in typical railway fashion of not really knowing what they're doing. Instead, all they did basically was put a green line down the side.
Oh, because that makes it very
exactly. Yeah, it's got two great big diesel engines chucking out CO2, but it looks green. But I always loved that livery, and the Lima version of this is so rare. It comes up very, very, very rarely. And I managed to find one on eBay, and because Hornby have used mostly the Lima moulding for their 156, so I was able to take it apart. And the power car, this one, has actually been fitted with a Hornby 153 PCB board.
Right.
So that is DCC fitted. So, and that will be fitted in with sound at some point next month.
Right.
So DMU wise, I've always had a bit of
I can see that. Whereas I tend to like freight stock an awful lot. You're very much the DMU, the multiple unit thing.
There's a
generation
rarity
stuff.
here. I mean, this doesn't look much. It's just a chassis.
Yes.
But I can assure you, this is actually a real track Class 143.
Where are the lids?
The lids are actually sealed in a box downstairs and ready to be posted off to a friend of mine.
So they're going for repainting.
Yeah, because at the moment...
Oh, there's people going sacrilege right now.
Now, the thing is that these units, well, not so much the one that this one is, it's an Arriva 143 from real track. You can still get them. They usually cost you about £200, £250 sometimes to buy. Now, I've sound fitted that with a sound chip that I got from DC Kits. The guy at DC Kits that also does real track and what have you. He sells the sound chips to different DMUs that he produces. So I got the sound chips separately for it. Now, they did a 144 as well in various different liveries, and they're really, really rare. You can just never find them anywhere. And then when you do, they fetch a lot of money. So what I've decided to do is the body shells are going to be repainted as a 144, but in the crimson cream West Yorkshire colours, of the West Yorkshire Metro colours that Real Track didn't produce either. So therefore, that'll make it a complete one-off. Now, somebody recently did a Tyne and Wear version of the original 143 in the yellow with the blue line down the side, and that went on eBay for £600 sound fitted. Now, I'm not selling any of these, but I'm hoping I'm going to double the value by painting it into West Yorkshire Metro colours. The Voyager that Jenny was pointing out here, this one, it is quite a rarity now. You can still get the cross-country, the Batman cross-country Voyager, but they don't come around very often. We were having this conversation off camera about the way of which Batman have gone around making a lot of their DMUs. I've culled down the amount of second generation DMUs that I've got because of the difficulties in making them DCC. Like the 158s, I really like the Batman 158 models, but they're not DCC ready, and neither are the Voyagers. Now, I bought this, and somebody's actually done quite a good job on this one already. And this one has been made into DCC with sound, and the lighting kit has been put in so that the lighting does work directionally. And it works really, really well. But this weighs a ton. This is the power car, and it also has the sound chips in it, which is 2 of, and a speaker with each sound chip. Now, that's been done simply because then you don't need a chip in everything kind of thing, which is the reason why that's been done. But I've not actually tried this for a long time, but the volume out of this is quite something, if it will do it.
Yeah, because it have 2 chips and 2 sets of speakers.
Yeah.
Okay, so we finally got it running. I mean, anybody who's running DCC knows the trials and tribulations sometimes of getting these things up and running. But this is the
cross-country Voyager.
Cross-country Voyager that Brian was telling us about. So let's get it running. It's like being sat at Birmingham New Street, listening to the trains go by. It's a sound that's probably very familiar to a lot of people.
Well, the reason for me putting this one on for you is to show the difference in what you can do with the sound, but unfortunately with locomotives and DMUs that are not DCC ready, if you're using more than one sound chip, there's a lot of work to do. And although a very good job has been done with this, I'm having to raise my voice. The decibels from this are absolutely unbelievable, to be honest with you. And I need to turn the sound down on this one and then fit another one to this one so that instead that sound equals out.
Yeah, at the moment it's all concentrated into the middle of the whole setup, as opposed to across the full setup. And the real ones of these, did they have an engine under every coach? Or?
Yeah, these were one of the first units that had power to every single axle. So these are diesel electric multiple units. Now, even though it's diesel engines, it is set up as a DEMU. So the way in which that the power is then applied to the bogies in exactly the same way as an old-fashioned thumper unit was. So hence the fleet number of these being 220s and 221s. But the actual sound from the chip itself is very, very good. And various different functions for different things. So you've got your doors, and like most of the chips as well, if you keep pressing the same button for the doors, you'll get the different functions. It will go through the different things that it can do. So first of all, you get the doors open, then you'll get the warning buzzing when the doors will close, and then you've got the beeping sound then. So yeah, so all the different functions that it has are absolutely fantastic. And if I stop the thrash mode on it will go down a little bit on the volume.
Right.
But yeah, it is a very, very, very good unit. But the sound, the decibels from that one carriage is unbelievably loud.
That is very, very loud. Well, look, thank you very much for showing us that. And, whoa, you weren't kidding when you said that's loud. Today's video has been brought to you in part thanks to the generous donation of my fans on Patreon. And an extra special huge thanks go out to Anthony Kidson, Mark Anthony, Michael Churchwood, Mark McShane, Bob Threeton, Alec Ralph, and Anthony Hunt. If you'd like to help support the show, head on over to patreon.com/Jennifer Kirk. Thank you. Today's video has been brought to you by my books, Bringing Home the Stars, Twinkle Little Star, and also you can get the complete comic collections of All Over the House, Books 1, Books 2, and also the wacky zany Life of Knob T. Mouse. Thanks, and catch you later.